Welcome back, people of YouTube. I am back for another review, so stick around till the end and get ready to slay some orcs. I'm your host, Saber Planet Gaming, and this is Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. Don't go away. So, The Return of the King. I super recently just finished The Two Towers for GameCube, so I think through this review I'll probably be making a lot of comparisons between the two because they're actually extremely similar. Gameplay-wise, The Return of the King is a bit longer by about an hour or so, depending on how many times you have to retry a level, because some of them are a little bit difficult, but the game you're getting is extremely similar to the last Two Towers. The same upgrade system, the same XP system, certain combos are back. A few new features do come in. You can play as Gandalf, but he is extremely OP. Which kind of sucks, because I gotta say, my favorite Lord of the Rings character has always been Aragorn, but in the second final mission, you can choose anyone between all the main guys, but if you're not choosing Gandalf, you're choosing a lesser powered guy, and it really sucks. So, Gandalf, super OP. As far as The Return of the King compared to The Two Towers, for me at least, there's one good and one bad thing. On the good side, I believe that the way the game lays everything out, the story told from the movie seamlessly goes to the game. It's very easy to follow. On the bad side, I think that other than the level where you had to take down all the incoming elephant things, I never found myself thinking, wow, this is like such a great level. Like, this is so awesome. Which I did in Two Towers on a couple occasions. Here we are for gameplay, 70 out of 100 pros, more characters to play, the game is longer, and seamless storytelling from movie to game. It's great. Cons, not as many great levels. They were a bit more frustrating if you ask me compared to the Two Towers, but overall, 70 out of 100 is pretty good if you ask me. Moving on though, next two categories, presentation.
At the hands of his host.
I guess that concludes negotiations.
We have drawn his army to the Black Gate. For ourselves, there is no hope. This is our final act.
Presentation-wise, it's almost side-by-side comparison, literally mirroring each other. Gameplay-wise, it's exact copy and paste. But there are a few very small little things that they've added that makes it a lot better than the previous. Let's start with the simple health bars. I've always been a fan of simple, seamless features like a very basic health bar. It just looks nice. And on top of that, the main menu, another thing that I think they did way better was the menu where you select levels looks a lot better and works pretty similar to the Chronicles of Narnia on GameCube if you played that. And another thing is, I gotta admit that the animations for combos, like certain ones, are pretty slick looking. I don't really remember the name of the combo, but at one move for Aragorn, he like tosses his sword behind his back, like from one hand to the other, and then just like slays down three orcs. It's crazy. And you can do Gandalf's "You Shall Not Pass" move, so if you just spam that, that's pretty sick. But overall, the presentation is a good upgrade. Here we are, presentation, 82 out of 100 pros. A lot of small improvements from the Two Towers, and cons, there really is none. There wasn't really a lot to talk about because side-by-side comparisons, Two Towers and Return of the King are extremely similar. Like, they're pretty much the exact same game. So the only differences I saw was some small improvements, which is good for the game. But moving on, we got one category left, overall impact. So for overall impact on The Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, I'm going to say that The Return of the King is a better game. All around, I think it's a better structured game. But personally, for overall impact category, I had more fun with The Two Towers, I believe. I'm not really sure why. I think I'll sit on this for a bit, but I think a lot of it has to do with, I think in the end I was more frustrated with some levels in The Return of the King, and there just wasn't as many iconic levels as The Two Towers.
I think the levels were better in Two Towers, but Return of the King has a lot more going for it, in features-wise. Also, The Return of the King features co-op, something I would really like to explore in the future. There's not really much more I can add, that I didn't talk about from The Two Towers. Side by side, the games are extremely the same. Very few differences, and in the end, I think that Return of the King had not as many fun levels, a little more frustrating, but what's inside the Return of the King's levels were a lot more than what Two Towers had.
Watch out! Fire overhead! Burn it all!
Here we are, overall impact, 61 out of 100 pros, better storytelling, small additions were really great cons. Some levels are frustrating, there's a couple I could pick apart. It took me a pretty long time. It's not even like, it took me a long time to beat this level, it sucks. It's, the stuff you have to do in that level is like little tinkery stuff. It's not the greatest, but 61 out of 100 is pretty good. But before we go on to the score of the game, gotta give a huge shout out to Long Play Archive for supplying me the game footage, because I have no way of recording off my GameCube, which is great. Check out his channel, it's amazing. He's played pretty much every game you can think of. But here we are, overall score 7.1 out of 10. Pretty darn good if you ask me. So that's it. The Two Towers and Return of the King are down, and you think that would be it, right? There's actually a third GameCube Lord of the Rings game, properly named The Third Age, and from what I've seen, it's a lot different from these two. I'm pretty excited, but for now, I'm your host, Cyberpunk Gaming, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Peace. Thanks for sticking around till the end. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff if you want. Also, Patreon links in the description if you want to support the channel. 50% of the proceeds go directly to charities for the environment. Really good cause. Support my channel, I'll appreciate it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.